Living every day in your head for free. You can tap away, but I will not hear you scream. You can break your keys, spread your toxicity, your world outside reality. In your room, a little hideaway, but you let it through. Enough to go insane, living in the dark hasn't treated you well. You're building your own prison cell. Hey, wait, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Did I brush you off? Is it your lack of friends? We never met, even if you pretend. Am I in your debt? I don't know you nothing. Don't say something you'll regret. Hey, wait, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Hate, rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Rage, don't waste it on me. Spite, lies telling you, don't waste it. I'm telling you, don't waste it. Lies telling you, don't waste it on me. What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let 'em burn it out. Sell 'em to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack,
Welcome to the Throttle Up Racing Network. Tonight we're with the Gadget Solutions Next Gen Cup Series, and we are at Bristol Motor Speedway. And for anybody that knows me, I'm from Bristol. This is my home track. Holds a special place in my heart. We're watching the 58, James Fox, last week's winner, go around the racetrack. Got involved in a little incident there. I'll probably have to tow. Currently, James Fox, 10th quickest on the board right now. Landon Lacy with a 14.19 fastest on the practice board. And the Gen 6 cars that are no longer active on iRacing, they run about a 14.6. Was a good lap time here at Bristol, so about a half a second quicker for these next gen cars. But as you can see throughout the field, almost a second difference, 6/10 between first and 30th. And that's a pretty big difference at a half-mile racetrack. There's Landon Lacy. Quickest on the board as we get ready to go to qualifying. Gary Cronenwet second quickest in the 88. Clark third. Garrett Fox fourth, and Dylan Kalin fifth quickest in practice. Now we'll head down to the qualifying. These two laps matter a lot. Nigel Peters in the number 29, first on track. Adam Brown rolling out. He's trying to get up to speed as well. Cronenwet's in the pit but hasn't pulled out. Adam Brown, first one to make a lap time, a 14:71. So about a half second off for the fastest in practice. Mason Keller, top of the board. Cronenwet second, and he's got damage on the right side, so that second lap not going to count. Dylan Kalin, fifth quickest. Did not have the lap that he wanted. John Elkins in the 39. He's been fast all season long. You see him trying to run that inside line. Both lines are available. You can run outside or inside, but seems like a lot of these guys were getting real loose on corner exit. Cody Bullock, 10th quickest now. Kyle Lefevre moves up to 5th. Last week's winner, James Fox, third quickest. Garrett Fox, fourth quickest right now as he's trying to finish up his second lap. And he'll jump James Fox and move into the third position. Quentin Clark in the 94. Clark, third quickest. Wesley Jeanette, he has some damage on the front, so he'll have to restart his lap. Jason Blaney in the 22, he's out there. Blaney running that inside line. And 16th quickest for him. Number 19 of Joseph Peters, 15th quickest on the first lap. And he'll move to 16th. Nathan Lyon sitting backwards. Ron Smith coming out on track. Masterson, 15th quickest on the first lap. And he'll move to 13th. Matthew Montgomery in the number 2. Sideways off the corner. Hits the inside wall, but does get a lap time. 17th quickest for the number 2. Ron Smith trying hard as he can to get a good qualifying lap, holding it right down on the inside line. That was not going to count for Ryan. Aaron Gordon in the 51. He'll pull out to start his first qualifying lap. Take a ride with Aaron Gordon. Working the inside line. That lap puts Gordon in 9th quickest. Let's see if he can improve any on his second lap, holding steady on the bottom line. Second lap, a little slower for Aaron Gordon. Montgomery's still out there running some laps. Nobody else on track right now. $31 cars in the session. And while we've got no one on the track, let's take a look at our point standings. Kayla McCarthy, top of the board. James Fox, Quentin Clark all walked in with wins. Brandon Browning, Garrett Fox, Landon Lacy, John Elkins, Gary Cronenwet, Wesley Jeanette, Cody Bullock all right there in the thick of it. And on the bubble, Adam Brown, Donnie Klein, Simon Grills, Aaron Gordon right there around the cut line. Everyone trying to find their way in. Brandon Browning now out on the track. That first lap will move the 48 up to 13th position. And he's going to try and hold that bottom line. Seen a lot of cars getting loose earlier in practice, trying to run the bottom slightly quicker on the second lap. For Brandon Browning, moves him to 12th. 3 minutes left. We'll see if anyone else qualifies. Caleb McCarthy still out there, hasn't qualified. Garrett West, Ryan Smith wasn't able to make a time. Brayton Laster, Garrett West, John Baker, Wesley Jeanette, William Bartholomew, Travis Creech, all still yet to make a time, as well as Mike Morkred. We're getting down to the end of the time. 2.5 minutes left. We'll see if anyone comes out and tries to take an advantage of a cooling track. We'll take a look at the race info for today's race. 79 degrees is the air temperature, but the track temp, you see it there, 118 degrees. So it's going to be loose. These cars going to be sliding, slick racetrack, especially on the concrete. Track length here at Bristol Motor Speedway, 0.52 miles. Right there in Bristol, Tennessee. That's the birthplace of country music. We're still waiting to see if anyone else qualifies. Here comes Kayla McCarthy now. We'll see where she's able to qualify. Had back-to-back wins. Didn't fare well at Richmond last week. A lot of wrecks. First lap, Kayla McCarthy. 14th quickest. Expect her to improve that time on the second lap. Looks smooth. Kayla McCarthy, 7th quickest in the number 24s. We're down to the final minute. We'll see if anyone else rolls out. Brayton Laster's in the pit lane with this Christmas car. Real cool looking Christmas ride for Brayton Laster. He sees us on the broadcast. He's going to do a burnout while we wait for the qualifying session to end. No one else on the track. But your pole sitter right now is Landon Lacy. And he will set the pole. Landon Lacy's going to start from the first position as we get ready to go and grid these race cars. Cars loading in to the grid. From your pole position, in the number 53, it's Landon Lacy. Starting on the outside pole, the number 34, Mason Keller. Third starting spot, Gary Cronenwet, the number 88. Fourth is Quentin Clark in the 94. Fifth, Garrett Fox in the 85. James Fox in the 58. He'll start sixth. Kayla McCarthy going to roll off seventh. John Elkins in eighth. Ninth is Kyle Lefevre. 10th is Aaron Gordon. Nigel Peters in 11th. Adam Brown starting in the 12th position. Brandon Browning in 13th. Starting 14th, Dylan Kalin. Starting in the 15th position is John Anderson. J. Rob Masterson, he's going to roll off in 16th tonight. Cody Bullock, he'll start in 17th. 18th is Simon Grills. We'll take a look at the rest of our grid. '19th, Aaron Mack. 20th, Matthew Montgomery. 21st, Joseph Peters. 22nd is Nathan Line. 23rd is Jason Blaney. 24th is Ryan Smith. 25th, Jacob Klinkhart. He must be the race control for tonight. Wesley Jeanette starting 26th. 27th, Garrett West. 28th is John Baker. 29th, Brayton Laster. And 30th is William Bartholomew. And we'll head back to the front of the pack as we're getting ready to go green. Landon Lacy, he's going to lead us off down into turn 1 to wait for the pace car to peel off. And it's green flag here at the Bristol Motor Speedway. Mason Keller, he beat the 53 to the line. Not sure if that's going to be a penalty or not. He does give the position back. Lacy up on the high line. We've got one around already. No caution yet. That's the 56. Looks like he'll keep it going straight. And now the 9 sits sideways on the racetrack. Still no caution as leaders come around. Trying not to get out into the racing surface. And the fastest 4 working the outside line. Landon Lacy, half a second lead over Mason Keller in second. There's a good chance that we're going to be seeing some tire wear throughout this race, especially if we can get green flag racing. Landon Lacy out front. He's led a lot of laps this season, but just hasn't been able to capitalize and get the finishes that he probably deserves. But right now out front, setting sail, 0.6 of a second over second place Mason Keller. Oh, one into the outside wall. Cronenwet, a little bit of damage. He'll keep it going. The 94, Quentin Clark, looking to the low side. Doesn't have enough of a run. Cronenwet right against that outside wall. Now we've got our first caution of the race. Oh, the 29 with a tremendous amount of damage. And that's Nigel Peters. He'll have to tow as he has blown that engine up. Let's see if we can figure out what happened here. I have to just back this thing right up. Oh, looks like the 39 had already wrecked. Let's see what happens to him. Like he may have just gotten loose off the corner. Yeah, I was just saying there during qualifying that a lot of these drivers, as they were coming off the low line, they were headed straight to the inside wall in practice. And that's what happens right here. Not used to seeing that out of John Elkins. A very fast competitor. So Elkins will have to take his fast repair. 13 laps in. Landon Lacy has been the class of the field so far. And this is the CMS 200. We're going to have 200 laps, of course, tonight, but 2 stages. There'll be the first stage break will be at lap 60. The second stage will be at lap 120. This race, the CMS 200, sponsored by Wet Motorsports. And Wet Motorsports is an ARCA street stock race team out of Taylor, Michigan, with not one but two primary ARCA series cars out of the CMS stable. The team competes regularly at Flat Rock Speedway and Toledo Speedway. For more team and schedule information, visit us on Facebook at Wet Motorsports. So go check out Wet Motorsports here, the CMS 200. And Gary Wet currently sits in the third position. And you see some damage to the right side of that car. He's been up in the wall. And driving these next gens, it seems to me that they get wheel damage a lot easier than the Gen 6 cars. You got to be careful hitting that outside wall, especially if you send it in. You see a lot of right front damage. You send it in too hard and hit that outside wall with too much force, you're going to get wheel damage. A green flag for Landon Lacy. A good restart. Oh, the 94. He had a great restart, but had to check up as he got into the back of the 88. The battle is on for second. Garrett Fox and James Fox battling back there, but Wet's going to make a move around Mason Keller. Keller with a crossover. Quentin Clark now to the inside as the 58 tags the outside wall. Great side-by-side battle. Wet with a good run off the corner. Clark able to clear up to the outside. And Mason Keller with a killer run on exit there. See him driving down the racetrack. Just had just enough room to get down in front of the 88. Garrett Fox on a bit of a move. Now looking to the inside of the 94. The 24 has crashed. Kayla McCarthy. Oh, and several other cars involved. No caution yet. There it is. Kayla McCarthy was where that one started. Let's go back and take a look. She gets into the corner. Oh, gets tagged by the 51. And that sends her around. Front end damage from the 48. May have neck coated, but she tries to get back up to speed. Oh, and the 33 just out of the corner, full speed, nowhere to go. Her car was basically dead, trying to get it back down to first to get going. Got rear-ended hard. Couldn't get it going for some reason. Landon Lacy pits, but a lot of other drivers do not. Let's see what the 33 saw coming out of that corner. Wasn't expecting someone to be stopped there. Just nowhere to go. Still green flag when all that occurred. And at that point, there was just carnage everywhere. So Landon Lacy, he pits. Everyone else stays out. Kayla McCarthy, the second car into pit lane. So those cars that were involved that got damage. But we'll have to see how this plays out for Landon Lacy. And he does take a set of tires. That'll drop the 53 all the way back to 17th position. So Landon Lacy's led so much of this race. Halfway through the stage, comes in, takes that first set of tires. So now that will put Gary Cronenwett in the lead. And Quentin Clark must have pitted as well there. I was just able to get out in front of the others. So Cronenwett's the lead. Garrett Fox in second. James Fox, last week's winner in the 58. He's in third position. Aaron Gordon in fourth. Brandon Browning in fifth. Masterson, sixth position. Kyle Fever. Simon Grills and Cody Bullock. In eighth and ninth, and in 10th is Jason Blaney as we're getting ready to go green flag again. Oh, Cronenwett with a phenomenal restart from the outside line. He was the leader and the control car. Oh, it looks like he tagged that outside wall on exit. Getting chased down right now by Garrett Fox. Half a second now, the difference between first and second. Landon Lacy trying to pick his way through. He's up to the 15th position, restarted in 18th. And he is working that bottom line. And he is bad fast. Garrett Fox still closing the gap as we've got another one around the 51. Ends up towing it. We'll take a look. Looks like another one that coming off that bottom line gets loose off exit. Tries to save it, overcorrects, heads into the outside wall. At that point, just nowhere to go. Cody Bullock able to miss it slightly, the 94. Oh, nowhere to go. Landon Lacy's able to miss it by just a few inches. McCarthy makes it through as well. She'd already used her fast repair. And there's Mason Keller. He'll take a little bit of nose damage. And the 9 as well, some damage. So we'll take the live look. Cronenwett still out front. So with 24 laps before the end of stage 1, Landon Lacy's already up to 11th. Restarted 18th on that run, so he's going to be doing the best that he can. Garrett Fox, he's got a lot of speed right now in that number 85. And he's doing his best to keep up. He needs a long run because Cronenwet gets such a good restart from the outside line. And Garrett had caught up a couple of tenths. But it's going to take a lot longer of a run than that for him to capitalize. James Fox doing a great job running in third. He told us last week that he likes the short tracks. Certainly showing a lot of speed this week, running in that third position. Right behind him is Brandon Browning, the 48. He finished well last week at Richmond as well, so a couple of short track aces up here in the front. Cronenwet last week got back in traffic, got involved in a couple of incidents, wasn't able to finish the race last week. Kind of hoping maybe for the same luck for Landon Lacy. But Lacy has been able to pick his way back through pretty clean, almost back to the top 10. The pace car is off. We get ready for Cronenwet to go. Green flag. And Browning gets a great jump right behind that 88. And he's going to move from fourth all the way to second position. Browning sideways off the corner, able to save it, but he's going to lose a lot of track position as he gets back out on the track. He's going to drop only back to fourth as the top three had gained a lot of time. And look right there, cutting through traffic. That's Landon Lacy in the 53, moving his way back into the top five. 2 seconds off the lead. He's got 17 laps. Can he do it to try and get back up here to win this stage at the end of lap 60? Fastest car on the racetrack by a country mile right now. Half a second he almost picked up. 4 tenths in that one lap alone. And Lacy has got this inside line figured out. As he looks to the inside of James Fox, Fox tries to hold him off. Not going to be able to as Lacy pulls alongside. Garrett Fox now putting the pressure on for the lead. Lacy catching him quick, only 13 laps remaining in the stage. And you can see just how much fall off. That time, Lacy was 3 tenths quicker. Fox doing his best to try and get around this 88, but it's not going to work. Now Landon Lacy is there. Fox moves to the inside. He's going to sit it in side by side. Lacy got nowhere to go right now. And Fox trying to take away Lacy's line, but nowhere to go that time as Lacy sent it into the inside. And those better tires are showing their grip right now as Landon Lacy's going to pull at least even with the 85. We're down to the final 10 laps Lacy can't quite get the run on exit that he wants. That time Cronenwet tags the outside wall. That allows Lacy to get a run. Side by side for the lead. Landon Lacy now out front, and he's going to clear the 88. And he heads back to the outside line trying to get a big run. Now he's going to pull away. The battle is for second now. Cronenwet has got it. Garrett Fox trying to get it. It looks like the 24 has gone around again. Caution. And another damaged race car for the 24. And the 94 involved in this one too. Cody Bullock into the outside wall. The 24 trying to avoid. Doesn't quite touch the 19. Oh, but gets loose on exit. Trying to thread the needle. Cody Bullock just nowhere to go. Several cars out there with no front end. And that does bring out another caution. Our fourth caution of the night. And this will put us very close to the stage end. So Landon Lacy drives his way all the way back through the field, avoids any damage. Look at that car, still pristine, no damage anywhere on that 53. And he'll have control on the restart with the freshest tires up in the top 10. Everyone's staying out, wanting to get as many points as they can. A driver in 13th pits, that's Joseph Peters, as well as Matthew Montgomery. They're going to come in. Cody Bullock, he had to take his fast repair. Let's take a second and talk about Gadget Solutions. This is the Gadget Solutions Next Gen Cup Series. Gadget Solutions provides IT services and support throughout central Indiana, specializing and focusing on the needs of local small businesses. Driven to create strong partnering relationships, replicating the personal, committed feel your own customers come to expect from you. And you can go check out Gadget Solutions at www.gadgetsolutions.com. The 58 of James Fox sporting those Gadget Solutions colors. And he's having a good night right now. He's in fourth, so we're about to go back to the green flag. And I think we're going to have a one-lap shootout for the stage. The pace car's off. We'll see if they choose to throw the caution at the end of this lap. This will be the end of the stage. Lacy, the control car, got a good run. Cronenwet does his best to hold in there, but it's not going to be good enough. As Landon Lacy will come off turn 4 and win the stage. And there is your stage caution, Landon Lacy. He'll win stage number 1 here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Second in the stage, Gary Cronenwett. Garrett Fox in third. James Fox in the 4th position. Brandon Browning 5th. Jason Blaney 6th. Aaron Mack 7th. Masterson in 8th. 9th is Mason Keller. Simon Grills in 10th. And that'll round out your stage results as a lot of drivers heading down the pit lane, including our leader, Landon Lacy. And a few drivers choose to stay out. Jason Blaney looks like he's going to come in this time. Brayton Laster is going to stay out and try to at least lead a lap here. Now he's going to come in. Quentin Clark right behind him. Now Cody Bullock may be one that stays out here, as he pitted not too long ago. Actually, both Laster and Clark have stayed out. This is Brayton Laster out there in that Christmas car. Should restart as the leader and the control car. Looks like Laster may choose the inside line. Quentin Clark going to head to the outside. Now, Clark was fast in the beginning of this race. Obviously, he's been in a couple of incidents. And the nose gone off that car. We'll see if he's able to keep pace with the 13 when they get going back to the green flag. Now we're going back double file. And Laster chose that inside line. I tell you, Cronenwett was getting some fantastic restarts from the outside. Landon Lacy, first one to pit. He'll restart in the 5th position. Green flag for Brayton Laster. And he'll get a big jump. Cody Bullock, he's going to make his way around. Not quite. Quentin Clark battles back on the outside line. And here comes Landon Lacy trying to make his way back through. Garrett Fox right behind him. Oh, the 5 tags the outside wall. Has to get out of it. Landon Lacy in danger there. But he's able to get through. Can Garrett Fox now get by? And there's Cronenwett down on the inside. We haven't seen him run the inside line a whole lot. And sideways off the corner. Oh, they're going 3 wide. Keller looking to the outside. He's not going to be there. Cronenwett just not good on the inside line. One of your top 2 or 3 fastest cars when he can get up on the high lane, but just cannot find the drive off this bottom line. Getting sideways, and there goes Cody Bullock around inside wall. they'll be able to get back going. But you see the 5, he just gets loose on exit. May have gotten a little help, but he was already loose and sideways. And Gary Cronenwet, innocent victim there, into the inside wall from the spinning number 5, Cody Bullock. And he had stayed out there. Dylan Kalen will pit as well as Mason Keller in the 34. So we're looking for lap 120 for the end of stage 2. Landon Lacy has shown speed that nobody else has really been able to keep up with. There you get a good look at what's behind the nose piece on a next-gen car. Big front bumper. Brandon Browning trying to find his way back through. He's made it up to 6th. Right behind the 88 of Gary Cronenwet. And you can see there from the inside just how much damage he's got on the left side of this car. The hood, all types of bent up. From that incident with the 5, but he's going to stay out and hold his position as he had already pitted. So maybe no engine damage. That really matters more than aero at a short track like Bristol. So we're headed back to double file. Getting ready to take off again. Brayton Laster, he had pitted there. But Brayton Laster Motorsports, go check them out on Facebook. They're a professional dirt super late model race team located in central Indiana. After starting racing at the age of 8 in go-karts, Brayton now looks to take on dirt tracks across the Midwest. And go check them out on Facebook, Brayton Laster Motorsports, as we're getting ready to go back green. This time, Landon Lacy chooses the outside line. And green flag, he'll take off early. Clark wasn't ready on the inside. He's able to try and hold on that second spot. Fox is going to get a big run off the corner. And he's going to clear the 94. And the 48 from 6th position. We've got 2 cars around in the back. No caution yet. The 24, McCarthy's one of them. I think the 18 was the other. A lot of our leaders are wrecking. And we'll see what happened there. The 18 was trying to get back going. The 24 was headed to the outside. The 18. The 24 and the 56 get together. And Kalen gets clipped by the rear end of the 24. He backs it out of the way. And as he's trying to get back going, drives right out into the middle of the racing surface, right in front of our leader, Landon Lacy. Lacy able to avoid a tremendous amount of damage, but from second on back, end up piling into this thing. The 58, the 94, all having good days, and those days are going to take a turn for the worse. Brandon Browning's going to be able to stay out in second, but 74, Wesley Jeanette goes flipping on his roof. Several cars too damaged to continue. So we'll take a look at some of the damage on these race cars. As the 53 passes by, see if we can get a better look. We'll take it slow motion. 53, not a lot of damage. The 48, nose damage. The 88 already had some damage. I think he had gotten by on the outside. Several other cars, a lot of damage. Waiting for those lights to come off on the pace car. And there they go. They're going to go back double file. This time Landon Lacy's going to choose the inside line. We're headed through 3 and 4, getting ready to take off again. Pace car leaving black marks. Green flag. Lacy gets a good restart. Oh, the 48 touches the outside wall as Gary Cronenweth's going to be able to slip into the second position. You see just that gap beginning to build between Landon Lacy and the rest of the field. Cronenweth in second. He's going to be able to hold it as he's starting to pull away a little bit from Brandon Browning. Matthew Montgomery, a lot of damage to the nose of that car, but he's holding pace. Damage on front and rear. But holding a fast speed as he's in the fourth position. Simon Grills in the number 8 trying to hold off Adam Brown. And 30 laps remaining in the stage. Garrett Fox is in 9th. He's trying to pick his way back through. The 31, Aaron Mack, first car lap down as he's trying to make his way around on the outside. Now the 58's going to get by the 9, but the 85 is trapped on the inside line behind the 31. Now he's going to be able to get to the inside of the 9. So Garrett Fox, this is the battle for 8th as he's trying to get around Adam Brown. And he'll slip up and clear the number 9. And now Garrett Fox into the 8th spot. James Fox on the attack of the 8 of Simon Grills. And he's going to easily be able to get by on that outside line. Garrett Fox now peeks the nose to the outside of the 8, but it's not going to be as easy for him. With a hard dive down into turn 3. Now Garrett Fox back up to 7th. And this is patience paying off for Garrett Fox and James Fox as they're driving their way back through the field after being involved in that big crash with the 18. James Fox now to the rear of the number 12 of John Baker. And they're right there with the number 2 trying to get around Montgomery. Oh, the 2 goes sideways. Can he get it back going? He keeps hitting the outside wall. He's going to go around. No caution yet. There it is. As he was sitting backwards on the racetrack. Let's go back and take a look. And we saw it from the roof cam of the 58. But from the blimp, oh, looks like you may have had a little bit of help, but there may have been some net code involved. But the 2 will head to the outside wall. And as he's trying to keep it up out of the way, he just can't get off the outside wall. And as he continues to hit it, around he goes. Let's take one more look. This time we'll drive right on the inside of the cockpit of the number 2. Oh, yeah, that thing was around before he even had a chance. And he's just looking, trying to get down safely. So we're over halfway. Landon Lacy's led the most laps so far. Cronenwet has shown a lot of speed, but nobody in this field has really been able to keep up with that 53. If he gets out front, he's going to be hard to beat. And another sponsor for this Next Gen Cup Series is Tunney's Auto Service, offering a variety of services including tires, brakes, and oil changes. Our main priority is to work with you and give you the best service experience possible. Whether we slash prices, match another price, or bring the service to you, we'll do what we can to make life easier for you. And go check them out at www.tunnysauto.com. That's TUNNYSAUTO.com. And you can really see that right front damage now for the 53. That we really hadn't been able to see earlier, that he got in that incident with the 18, as the 18 had gotten out onto the track, trying to get turned around. So Landon Lacy will be the control car once again. And a big jump there for the 53. But Gary Kronowit sticking right with him. The 88 trying to figure that inside line out. We saw him back there struggling in traffic, trying to get through using that inside line, but now he's got the opportunity to try and figure it out up here. Single file in the second position. Brandon Browning right now under siege from the 12 of John Baker. To the inside, he's looking. Not going to be able to get there. James Fox trying to get involved. Now he's going to go to the outside of the 12 of Baker. That outside line just getting a run that the 12 can't get from the inside. And now Garrett Fox in the 85. He's trying to get back into the top 5 if he can get around the number 12. Everyone lining up to take their turn at passing the 12. Now Joseph Peters in the outside. See if he can try and get around, as Baker still holding off the 85 from clearing him. Only 7 laps left in the stage. Baker doing his best to try and hold on to as many points as he can get. Oh, they're so close and they make contact. 3 wide through the corner. And that time Garrett Fox goes around. Involved with the 5 of Cody Bullock. And they're going to back out of the way. Have some issues with our software having to reverse the manual way. We'll go back and take a look. The 85 just not clear to go down that low. Looks like he was trying to follow the 58, but wasn't clear. Then as they get 3 wide, it's like the 19 trying to stay off the 85 comes down. He tags the 9. At the same time, the 85 loose off the corner. He'll hit the 5, and the 85 and the 5 of Cody Bullock will go around. Oh, and a hard hit to the inside wall for Garrett Fox. And that will put us very close to the end of the stage. We'll see if we're able to get back green to go a lap. Right now, Landon Lacy, your leader. And a 1-lap shootout at the end of stage 1. He was able to win it that way. Looks like it may be the same thing here. The lights will remain on, so this should be the end of the stage. We'll see if they go green, but if they go green and continue green, then we'll know Landon Lacy won the stage, and he's been the class of the field tonight. Cronin went in second, very fast. But as you can see, with that right side damage, has made a lot of contact with the outside wall, including some contact to the inside wall involved in an incident earlier. But maintaining that second position, Brandon Browning there in third. He's up 10 positions from the start. He's shown a lot of speed. He is very fast on these short tracks. Then James Fox in fourth. Adam Brown in fifth. Masterson, he's moved up 10 positions. Wesley Jeanette's up 18 to get up to the 8th spot. So a big deal for a lot of these guys. We're right down to the end of the stage. Lacy with a great restart. He'll get across that line and he'll win the stage. Cronenwell with a phenomenal restart, and he's right on the back bumper of Landon Lacy. But Lacy able to power away from Cronenwell as he gets up almost into the outside wall there. Made some contact last lap, and you just see that 53 start to pull away into the distance. James Fox now looking to the inside of the 88 of Cronenwell. This is the battle for second. 58 with a great run through the corner. Can he clear the 88? He's going to do it. Last week's winner, James Fox, now trying to go back to back. Can he run down the 53 of Lacy? Adam Brown, no nose on that number 9, but he is setting a fast pace as he'll pass the 88 of Cronenwell for the 3rd position. Then the rest of the field on back. Masterson tried to hold off Browning. Masterson on the high line. Browning down low. You can see how much of a run that outside line gets. We've got one around. It's the 15. And there is the caution as he tries to get back going. Another one who pulls out right into the racing line. Let's try and figure out what happened. And he was stopped on the racetrack, so. Oh, he sends it in and is trying to get run to the bottom. The 33 carrying more speed than him. He'll tag the 15 and around he'll go. And Garrett Fox with some more front end damage. It took him a second to get back going, but there comes the caution. You see the flag man pull out the yellow flag. So Adam Brown did not pit. Everyone else down the pit lane. Joseph Peters, he stays out. Landon Lacy's the first one first one to pit, first one on new tires, and he's going to restart in 5th. We'll let these drivers pass the line. We'll look at our pit strategy and see when these drivers last pitted. Brown, 26 laps on the tires he's got in that number 9. Peters, 14 laps ago. Both Baker and Fox pitted on the last caution, I believe. Well, they may have been out there for 50 laps. We'll see. But Lacy pitted on the last caution. But Adam Brown will be your control car. We're here on our 10th caution of the night. Much better than last week, 132 laps in. One of those cautions is a stage caution. I want to take a minute to talk about Patriot Auto Solutions. Patriot Auto Solutions is your one-stop shop for all automotive refinishing needs, specializing in vehicle customization like aftermarket color matching. Look no further if you are seeking paint and refinishing needs in or around the state of Indiana. Our shop is home to over 10 years of automotive knowledge, repair, and refinishing experience. For more information, visit our Instagram or Facebook page at Patriot Auto Solutions. And that is Patriot Auto Solutions. We're riding along. Sporting that Patriot Auto Solution colors is Simon Grills. He's in the 10th position. As we get ready to go back, green flag, no nose on the number 9. And he will lead us off. Green flag again. The 19 of Joseph Peters with a big run into the corner. He's side by side for the lead. A couple cars around on the backstretch. They get it back going. We continue green flag racing. You see Landon Lacy working to the inside of the 12. He's going to move back into the 3rd spot. Peters trying to lead as many laps as he can while he can, because here comes Landon Lacy now into the 2nd position. Oh, Peters hard into the outside wall. The 9 checks up. That causes a big stack up behind him, but everyone going to continue. But now Landon Lacy on the high line with a big run off the corner. He'll get by the 19, no problem. The gaggle of cars now battling for the 2nd position. Adam Brown's going to get back around the 19, but these two holding up the field. 88, Cronenwet, he's trying to work his way back into that 2nd position. Oh, the 58, last week's winner, gets sideways off the corner. A hard hit to the inside wall. Looks like the 31 may have been involved in that one too. And that 58 gets sideways there off the corner. Just gets loose, heads straight into the inside wall. You can see it was a big hit because his speed changed dramatically. 31 just nowhere to go, nose to nose with the 58. And the hood gone now off the 31. Lefevre as well into the corner, trying to avoid it. So this field's starting to thin out. Got 11 cars still in the lead lap, 16 cars out there that are still reasonably competitive. Clark, though, is 4 laps down in the 16th position. So we're getting right down to the final segment here. 56 laps remain out of 200 here in the CMS 200. And there's Brayton Laster in the number 13. He runs iRacing Extreme Figure 8 Racing. To check out iRacing Extreme Figure 8 Racing. It's the premier Figure 8 racing series in all of sim racing. While you may think these races are intended to be demolition derbies, they are in fact fields full of fast and competitive drivers battling hard in short track fashion, but with cars in the intersection to battle as well. With drivers and admins from real-world competitive Figure 8 racing backgrounds, these races are always sure to be full of excitement and competition. For more information on season series, big purse championships, and past events, check them out on Facebook at iRacing Extreme Figure 8 Racing as we're going back double file. And it looked like Lacy waited for the green flag, and Cronenwet, another phenomenal restart. Oh, but he heads into the outside wall. Cronenwet, the only one able to keep up on the restarts with the 53, but long run, Lacy's got legs, that's for sure, as he is going to extend this lead 0.4 of a second now, closing in on half a second. The 48 of Brandon Browning, he's closing in on Cronenwet. And we've got one around. Let's see. No caution yet. The 9. Oh, he and the 15 get close. But looks like we're going to continue green flag racing. Browning doing his best to run down this 88 of Cronenwet. Masterson now making his presence known in the top 5, now in 4th position for the number 32. Yellow flag. Matthew Montgomery involved. Oh, sideways off the corner for the number 2 as he tries to save it. Right there, you know the 19's gassing it up, trying to just get through. Oh, Cody Bullock, nowhere to go. Thought the outside lane was going to be the way to take it. Oh, the 28 of Lefevre, he loses a nose there. So I guess the question is, when do these guys believe that they should take their final pit stop? 47 laps remain. And the 19 will get the free pass. So we've got 11 cars back on the lead lap. Jason Blaney has been silent throughout this race. Really hasn't made a presence, but you know, at a short track like Bristol, sometimes that's the way to go. If I'm not calling your name, then you're probably not wrecking, at least. And he's got a clean race car. He's running in the top 10 in 9th. Fresh set of tires. We'll see what Mr. Jason Blaney can do. Here in the closing stages. So lights off on the pace car. Landon Lacy chooses the inside line again. Looks like his teammate is the 48. And he's going to choose to start in front of him. Maybe they'll help each other on this restart. Sometimes when you're in a team chat together, you'll count down on when to go. So we'll see if the 53 goes early and the 48 goes with him. And that time, Lacy got a decent restart, but Brandon Browning did not. There's Cronenwet with a big run off the corner. He's going to get to the bumper of the 53, but it's not going to be enough. Masterson now on the attack. Looking to the inside of the 88. Can he make it stick? They're side by side for second position. When these guys are racing side by side, that's going to allow the car behind them to reel them in and try and get into that fight. And that's Brandon Browning. He's there. Takes a few laps, but Cronenwet gets into a rhythm. And he's going to try and pull away from Masterson now. Masterson back to the bumper. That time a good run on exit. Can he clear him? That time Cronenwet with the better run. Browning's going to sneak up to the outside. Masterson with nowhere to go. Browning tags that outside wall, trying to clear the 32. Now he's going to try and set sail to run down that 88. We'll see if Brandon Browning can get around. Cronenwet for second as Landon Lacy has set sail with the lead. And a yellow flag. You see the distance between first and second. John Anderson, the one involved in this one. Oh, sent it off the corner. Just got tight, tried to get it to turn, but it wouldn't turn, hit the outside wall. Oh. I think that was the 15 of Bartholomew. The 94 close to getting involved, but he'll scoot by on the bottom. And now Landon Lacy, he's making a pit stop. We'll see who else pits. Brandon Browning's in. Masterson's in. Cronenwet stays out. Matthew Montgomery, he's going to be trying to repair some damage, but he's still on lead lap. John Baker on the backstretch pits. He pits. And Wesley Jeanette. So Landon Lacy should come out here in 5th position. Cronenwet out there, and he's been out there for 38 laps. He and Simon Grills in the number 8 just behind him. Been out there 38 laps apiece. Now, the two behind them, Blaney and Peters, they've only been out there for 14 laps. So slightly better tires for the second row on this restart. And then Landon Lacy and everyone behind him, the freshest tires they've got. As we're setting up for a 30-lap shootout with our fastest driver having a restart from 5th here with the newest tires. So it should be interesting. Cronenwet has been getting some phenomenal restarts when he restarts from the lead in that outside line. So we'll see what Cronenwet can do on this restart. This is about the time that on the end of the first stage, Lacy pitted, restarted 18th, and still won the stage. This time only having to start from 5th. And a big jump that time for the 88. And that hurt Landon Lacy as he ended up losing a position on that restart. Oh, some cars already around. The 32, Masterson. He and the 74 sitting back to back. And able to drive through the 74 there. Oh, they just got real close. Masterson wasn't quite clear. And just the slightest of contact, and they both go around hard. And 31, just nowhere to go. He'll end up hitting them again. They'll end up nose to nose there. So now that the intensity is ramping up, starting to see some of these guys drive a little bit different. And this is probably what Cronenwet wants to see. He keeps the lead. We have a few less laps for Landon Lacy to try and reel him in. And you can see that 53 of Landon Lacy, that pink and white car right behind him. It's only 25 laps, and we're going to get to see who goes to Lefever's Curbing Victory Lane. Lefever's Curbing Landscape Concrete Curbing Contractor out of Louisville, Kentucky. So that Lefever's Curbing Victory Lane, everybody wants to be there, and only one of these drivers is going to be able to park it in Victory Lane. Cronenwet hopes it's him. So we're right down to the end of this one. 25 laps to go. Cronenwet probably wants another couple of cautions, to be honest. Not sure if he's going to get another restart as good as he did on that last one. Cronenwet, your leader. Brandon Browning on the inside. Simon Grills is in third. We'll see how early the 88 goes. There he goes. Oh, and the 53 sends it into the rear of the 8 with nowhere to go. And Cronenwet's going to get another lead. Let's see how long he can hold it. Blaney looking to the inside of the 48. Cronenwet on those old tires, just not able to keep the pace that he wants to keep. The 48, Brandon Browning looking for the lead. Lacy's made his way to fourth. Cronenwet trying to work the inside line. He's having a block. 22 to go. Oh, Blaney into the rear of the 48, and that's going to cause him to check up. Landon Lacy now on the high line. And he may breeze right by these guys. Not able to get it. There's Browning to the inside, 88, hard into the outside wall. And he's going to drop back to fourth, and that's going to end his chances at a win here today unless something crazy happens. But Landon Lacy now on the bumper of the 48 of Brandon Browning. This is for the race win. 19 laps to go. And we're going to see how well the 48 has saved tires, because the 53 has quite fresher a set on than the 48. But Brandon Browning working that high line, trying to get the run on the exit, and right now he's holding off Landon Lacy. Cronenwet continues to fall back all the way back to fifth. So we continue watching this battle for the lead. Lacy trying to take a look to the inside. They're side by side for a second, but Browning continues to get good runs on exit. 15 to go here at Bristol. And Browning setting a fast pace. These two have driven 3 seconds ahead of third position as they're starting to catch the tail end of the field. Will this lap traffic be a factor? Cody Bullock chooses to move to the inside. Now Landon Lacy draws even. Side by side for an entire lap now. Oh, the 48 trying his best to get a big run off the corner. But those old tires are giving way as he's starting to get tight. And Landon Lacy will move into the lead with only 11 laps remaining. And Masterson was involved in a wreck not long ago. Went in, took his faster pair and a new set of tires. And he has driven that car all the way back to 4th position as he's trying to run down 3rd, John Baker. John Baker having a phenomenal race tonight. Inside of 10 to go. He's 5 seconds off the lead. But John Baker showing what he's got tonight. Masterson doing his best to reel him in, but I don't think he's going to get there. Joseph Peters, the 19, another one who's had a phenomenal race. Jason Blaney in the 22. He's moved up to 6th position, trying to hold on to a top 10. Simon Grills in the 8. He's there in 7th position. And Gary Cronenwet, he has dropped all the way back to 8th position. He's in danger of going a lap down. When he drove into that outside wall, he hit it really hard and a lot of damage to that race car. And both these cars right behind him, the 9 and the 2, are battling him for position. Landon Lacy starting to reel. He's right at the back of this pack. And Montgomery sends it into the corner. Can he get a good run on exit? 3 to go, and Landon Lacy is right here. And he is in the thick of it. But he's got a 2.8 second lead over the 48. So he just needs to be patient, not get involved in a wreck. He'll send it in, lap the 9. He's going to try and lap the 88 of Cronenwet. White flag for the 53. And he will get around the 88. He'll send it in. But the 2 of Montgomery's going to be able to stay on the lead lap. And Landon Lacy's going to win here at Bristol Motor Speedway. And the Gadget Solutions Next Gen Cup Series here in the CMS 200. And he's going to be able to park it there into Lefever's curbing victory lane. Is he going to do donuts here on the front stretch? Burn it down, Landon Lacy. You've earned this one. So Landon Lacy, he is your winner. Seeing if we can get a word with John Baker. He's 3rd place finisher. Hey John, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. Hey John, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, a phenomenal run here at Bristol Motor Speedway. A lot of hectic crashes out there, but did get some green flag racing, and you were able to drive your way up to third. What did your race look like out there tonight?
Oh, I was just kind of trying to conserve tires in the car. We've had a whole lot of bad luck for the whole team altogether for Blaster Motorsports, and I was just glad to be able to keep the car in one piece and have good tires at the end and to start driving around people once we got kind of singled out where we weren't piling up every corner. So it was a good run. Hopefully we can get some momentum off this.
Did you have to use any of your faster pairs?
I did use one on probably the second to last caution. I missed the wreck and then got hammered from behind and it junked me. So I had to use one. Other than that, I kept the nose clean all night.
What more do you think you needed to get up there and get a win with this?
To be a better driver, I was a little off. I can't deny that I was a little off.
Well, it looks like next week we're going to be heading to Darlington Raceway. Are you a big fan of Darlington?
Oh yeah, Darlington's one of my favorites. We'll see if we can get up there and get a Darlington stripe and a win in this one.
All right, you got anybody you'd like to thank after this great third place finish tonight?
I want to thank Blaster Motorsports for giving us these cars to drive, and it's been good driving for Mr. Brayton.
All right, well, a great finish, and maybe we'll talk to you again here very soon. Maybe at Darlington. He's fast car there next week.
I hope to see you there.
That was John Baker, third place finisher. Let's get a word with our second place finisher, Brandon Browning. Hey, Brandon, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. Dakota, what's going on tonight?
Hey, man, back-to-back interviews. Another good finish here on a short track. What do you think about short track racing? Is this you just kind of a short track ace?
Hey, man, we've gotten better at short tracks over the leagues that I've ran in. This one here has been my all-time favorite. I'm a Kyle Busch fan, so obviously I got to be good here. Man, I'm glad they're over for a little while, but man, they've been good to me the last couple of weeks.
Looks like you were up there in the thick of it, right in the battle most of the night. What did your race look like from your perspective, and did you have to use any of those faster pairs?
Yeah, actually, I think we had an incident with the 18 car coming down the track in front of about 5 or 6 leaders there early. Thankfully, we didn't get too much damage. That Gary and I, we were able to stay up with, we're relatively close to Lacy. Lacy actually got a little damage too, but just was trying to dodge and avoid wrecks, just started taking it easy. As soon as the cautions came out, I knew it didn't matter how much damage I had, that I could be a top 5 car as long as the motor was still running.
Well, next week we head to Darlington. What are your thoughts on Darlington? You think you can get another top 3 next week?
I'm sure hoping so, man. This season would be the best season I've ever ran if I could get a top 3 there. That's actually my second worst track on the sim. It's my least favorite track on the sim aside from New Hampshire, so I'm hoping so.
All right, well, you got anybody you'd like to thank after a second place finish tonight?
Absolutely. First of all, I would like to thank my wife and my little boy that have, allowed me to do this each and every week. I'm finally, huge shout out and congratulations to my buddy Landon Lacy. He is absolutely one of my best friends on the planet. So it's cool, to battle him for the win there at the end of that. And, he obviously got the better of it, but hey, congratulations to him, to Kayla and to Quentin at Filthy 5. And again, a huge apology to Gary for the incident there. I got below him, and from what I'm seeing in the chat there, it looks like it was a net code. So I do sincerely apologize. I just knew that if I didn't stuff it there and try to go, and I had a lane, I knew Lacy was just going to walk by both of us. I hate that it went the way it went, though.
Well, another great finish, and hopefully we'll be talking to you again next week there at the Darlington.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. Thank you again for doing the broadcast for us each and every week. We try to keep it interesting for you. Yeah,
a lot of green flag racing tonight. It was certainly more interesting this week.
Hey, for sure. Thank you, Dakota.
You too. And now on to our race winner, Landon Lacy. I think he's still parked out there on the speedway. Here in the Lefevre's Curbing victory lane. Let's see if we can get a good look at this race car. There we go. Hey, Landon, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Man, you've had one heck of a season. Led a lot of laps, and seems like you always have bad luck, but another dominant race car tonight, and just didn't seem like you could be stopped tonight. What did your race look like out there?
I mean, there really wasn't much. I mean, there was some scary moments there with some of the cautions, and getting slowed down in cars, being in the middle of the racetrack. Made that a little difficult. Pit strategy was really difficult tonight, trying to decide when the best time was to pit, so you didn't put yourself back in the hornet's nest. And there at the end, Brendan did a really, really good job. That was probably some of the best racing I've had in a long time.
Yeah, they're early in the race, about lap 30. There was a caution. You chose to pit, and no one else came with you. What were your thoughts as you come back out on the track, about 18th spot?
I mean, my original strategy for the race was to cut every run into 30s. But as I was going through that process, I realized that just wasn't going to work, because it was going to put me too far back to be on that strategy. So I had to play it a little bit different, but pitting there on lap 30, actually kind of worked out, because we were able to drive all the way back up to the front and win the stage.
Yeah, a phenomenal run for you, man. Next week we go to Darlington. Are you going to be another dominant race car next week there?
Not quite sure. I'm probably not one of my better racetracks, but I'm sure we'll have something to bring to the table by the time we get to next week.
Well, I'd say we'll be calling your name quite a bit next week. Doesn't seem like Darlington is anybody's favorite racetrack so far. But you got anybody you'd like to thank after this one? Your win tonight, Landon?
Oh, yeah. Huge shout out to Charger Racing for everything they do for me. Also, as well, inside the league, thank you to 55 Motorsports for bringing me on board. It's been a great ride so far. I haven't had the best of luck, but we finally pulled one off. So thanks to those guys for all that they do. Thank you to the league owners and admins for putting on such a fun race for us to do on Tuesday nights. Thank you for the broadcast. You always do a great job. And other than that, thank you to everybody that's gotten me here to this point.
Well, great job, Landon. We'll be talking to you again very soon. Very dominant race tonight. Good job.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
And that was our race winner, Landon Lacy. A lot of green flag racing tonight. We did have quite a few cautions, but a lot of green flag racing. That's a promising turn for this league. So hopefully we can continue to get some of that. I think we will next week at Darlington. A lot of crashes on iRacing when you spin to the inside of Darlington. It doesn't want to throw a caution. So we should see some green flag racing next week. One of my favorite tracks. I've called some really good ones there at Darlington, and I think next week is going to be more the same. Another good race next week planned for Darlington. So we'll see you all next week at Darlington, and appreciate y'all for hanging in there and watching with us tonight. And until next time, we'll see you.